So Michael, how old were you when you first started playing music for money? What was your first gig?
Well, when I played my first gig, I was around 9, but my first paying gig, I think, was about 15. Yeah, right around 15 years old.
Remember what it was?
Yeah, it was an old barbecue. It was a barbecue picnic. But I remember before that, going up and playing with Old Bell Reed and Alice Campbell at Sunset Park. Of course, it wasn't a paying gig, but, you know, I was out there, and once I got a little taste of it, you know.
How was the barbecue? How much did that pay?
I think we made about 20 bucks a piece, the 4-piece band, you know.
How about you, Ed? How old were you when you first started playing? You remember your first gig?
I don't remember the first time, but the one gig that comes up is in the early 70s when I was about 18. I started playing in a bar Friday and Saturday night. I was making 125 bucks.
Man.
And I was like, wow, this is a great deal, man. Doing what you like to do and people enjoy it. I was like, wow, what a concept.
They pay you for this.
And they pay you for this.
So Michael, I've been your producer for a long time, since like 94.
Yeah.
And through that period, you know, you're also a great songwriter in addition to musician and artist in your own right. Tell me the story of how you come to write that one song, Dixon County Line.
Well, my family, my mother and father, my grandparents all came from Dixon County. That's where I live now. And so, you know, I decided I would get on the internet and research the history of the area. So I stumbled on this little story about a moonshiner. This was in the late 30s, about a moonshiner that had actually committed the mortal sin, you know. He had a revenue man that was on his tail, and he decided he'd had enough, so he sent him on home, you know. And I would get little bits and pieces through these old newspaper articles and things. And I could never find out exactly what happened to the guy, whether they caught him or whether... So I had to kind of use my poetic license on it, you know, and finish the story. But it's none of it's pretty true to what happened, as far as I can tell.
As far as you've been able to track it down.
Yeah, as far as I've been able to go back to it. It's pretty close.
It's a good song, too.
Well, thank you, brother.
Dixon County Line.
Thank you, yes.
You know, one of the greatest things with Crowding50, with our new band, is you playing that stand-up. You know, you play the 4-string, the 5-string, the fretless. I've worked with you in so many different situations, and now you're playing the stand-up. Why is it the bass, man? Why did you choose bass guitar for your instrument?
I guess it's a blend of my experiences. I started out playing acoustic guitar, and then in junior high I started playing drums in the high school band. And so I was like, wow, this is fun. So I'm learning all about music and playing drums, learning how to do rhythm and stuff. And junior year, the band director wanted to do a little jazz trio thing, and he knew I played guitar. He says, okay, can you play bass? And I said, well, sure. I thought I could do it. And I said, yeah. So I talked my mom into buying me a bass. Begged her, you know. And
good old moms.
I think it was a Kingston bass, $35 bass. And so I played this gig, you know, at the school that we were going to. And it was just a trio, drums, bass, and saxophone.
Like us, a trio.
Yeah. So that was the beginning of it. And that was it. Started off playing bass and just kept on doing it.
And you've been doing it a long time, and you're one of the
I
best.
just love it.
You know, Michael, you sing so many songs, man. Your song lists over 150 songs. Is there one style out of all that? I mean, you sing so many different kinds of music. Is there one style you prefer over the others?
I can't say there's one that I really prefer over the others, other than as long as it has a real cool beat. I really like anything with a soulful feel to it, you know. But I guess I would have to say that the most enjoyable music is what we're doing with Crowding50. That acoustic, organic, real from the soul, you know, because I've played a lot of things from bluegrass all the way up to southern rock, you know, and classic rock and country. But I think we mix this soul feel into this acoustic, organic stuff that we're doing, and I'm enjoying it more than anything.
Well, so, you're a great singer, man, and pretty much anything you sing works for me.
Yeah.
So, Ed, we've been playing together a long time and traveling together, a lot of road time, going down the road. You've never told me about the days when you were playing. I know you played with Michael Clark and the Byrds. Tell me about that. What was that like playing with them?
Well, it was a very interesting gig. It lasted about a year or so, and I just, was just the bass player in the band kind of thing. And a friend of mine called me up one day and said, "Hey, Ed, do you want to go play with the Byrds?" And I said, "Well, sure."
Yeah.
Yeah.
When do we leave?
So I met Michael in Evansville, Indiana, for their first gig. We never rehearsed or anything. Just got up there and just counted them off and started playing, and that was it. But Mike was kind of like a modern day pirate. That was his mannerisms, and he kind of lived his life like that, pretty wide open. But he was a unique guy. He was also an artist. He painted, and he lived in Treasure Island, Florida.
So he actually painted when you were on the road?
Sometimes he'd bring his art with him and he'd do some little stuff, but he'd bring some stuff with him sometimes just to show everybody what he was doing. Or
Yeah.
sometimes, pictures of, he'd like, take some photos or something and, "Hey man, check this out."
Michael, you've been doing this all your life, man, singing and playing for the folks. You traveled the country, Mexico. You've been down to Mexico, up into Canada. Had good success with your "Say You're Gonna Stay" album up in Canada on the airways and radio stations. All along that time, man, it's a hard life. You could have quit at any time. What is it about the life of the musician and singer that makes you stay with it?
Well, that's a tough question because there's a lot of different things about it. But for me, the biggest reason I stay with it is because of the feel that you get when you're feeding a crowd,
Mm-hmm.
and the feel that you get when the crowd throws it back at you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's all about playing for the people,
The fans.
the fans, and the artistic side of it, the aura that happens between the band members,
Mhm.
because it's just so
Yeah.
unique.
Mhm. Yes.
Nothing else in this world can compare to it. But the art form that happens on the stage amongst the musician, that's something that once you get a little taste of it, it's real hard to not go back and get that second shot.
Yeah. And you're a ham.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I do love it so.
Man, now we got Crowding50, right?
Yeah.
Here, put it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crowding50. Coming soon in your venue and area. See you there.